Hi. So, I'm not stoned. I'm not drunk. I'm not on anything right now. I am in a dissociative state, coming in and out of flashbacks and in and out of lucidity. And I just thought I haven't been shy so far, so why not record this reality too? So, as you know, it's been a tricky few weeks. I had that miscarriage, and then my beloved father-in-law rapidly declined and passed away last week. So there's been a lot of stress. I just I don't know if I can actually hold the camera. I got talk. So the last several nights have been hell. Not trying to be self-pitying here, but I mean, let's face it, we all feel a little sorry for ourselves sometimes, and it has been literal hell. When I lay down and I try to fall asleep, I choke. As soon as I get to that almost asleep point, I choke and gasp for air and sit up, and I can't breathe. I feel like I can't catch a breath. Last night was the worst I've had in probably 3 years. It was at least probably 4 hours of that, just trying to fall asleep, and then every minute or two gasping for air. It felt like torture, and it's directly trauma related. I know this. Long story short here, so I've been trying to spare my husband from this lately because of everything he's just gone through with losing his father, and but he is a saint, and he's a wonderful, fantastic partner, and we were brought together, I believe, so we can heal one another. He's been a huge part of my healing journey, as you know. So last night, when I went to creep downstairs, I couldn't sleep. I kept gasping for air, so I crept downstairs to a guest room to try to let the energies out on my own so I wouldn't disturb him, because he's been through some stuff lately. But he insisted I come back upstairs, and so he could help me through it. He was so helpful during it a few years ago, and it was just absolutely insane. Just hours on end of insane flashbacks, like Exorcist, body flailing around, just crazy. I just never thought that I could possibly be back here again. And it's the physical stuff that's the scariest. In all honesty, when the flashbacks themselves are happening and I'm flailing around and wailing and all that stuff, I can feel that all the terrible energies being released, and it's kind of a relief. So it's as terrible as it is to feel all that all over again, it's just the trauma is so freaking deep rooted, and so many of you know what I'm talking about. It's so deep down in there, and you feel like this is at least the 50th or 60th night of terrible flashbacks I've had, and I just can't even believe there's still so much in there. Just crazy. But the good news is that my whole point is that this time I was lucid in between. I had I would be lucid, and I'd sort of be flashing back and sort of knowing what's happening. I knew what was happening. I knew why it was happening. And I knew that ultimately I was safe and that it would pass. My body didn't feel safe, and my littles inside of me did not feel safe, because it's them. It's literally reenactment. That's what these flashbacks are. They're reenactment, and they just really feel when stressors happen, they feel like they need to be heard again, I guess. I don't know. They need to be heard. They need me to understand how much they're suffering and how much they suffered back then. And it's this balance between, I love them and I'm so proud of them, and I remember just telling them how sorry I am for what they went through, but it's I don't really know what they want me to do now. So I guess my whole point is, you feel like there's no way you can ever get back to that place. And then all of a sudden you're just like blindsided. It's just crazy. And then like all those feelings of guilt and worthlessness and shame creep back in, and it's like this vicious cycle. And I just like, you know, you want to be strong. Wow, this is a mess. But you want to be strong for your loved ones who just lost their beloved father and husband and uncle and friend. And of course I lost him too. I loved him. But this fucking trauma stuff gets in the way. It just sucks so much. All I can do is just let it happen. I just feel just really out of control. Like today's the first day during like daytime that I'm in and out of dissociation and flashbacks. Like I was trying to get ready and put a little makeup on, and I'm like, I freeze having a flashback in the mirror trying to put makeup on. I'm like, I need to just sit down and record this. Like, why the heck not? This is trauma reality. This is what it looks like to be a trauma survivor. Part of me wishes my husband recorded last night. I don't know if I would have actually shared that, but it would just be so interesting to look back on that. Just absolute insanity. It's like The Exorcist up in here. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much for your support and your prayers. It's just so helpful to share. It's like, part of me always feels a little weird after I share stuff like this. The really intense stuff, I feel sort of like, well, really vulnerable, obviously. But I know in the end that this is what has been the most healing. When I started my blog, Meg Happens, geez, almost 2 years ago, that's when the real healing started. That and when I let go of toxic people, that's when things really, the ball really got rolling. So I'm just amazed that this is all happening again. But I guess it's just... It's my journey. These things aren't going to go away overnight. And I got so much out of me last night and released, and we're trying to like transform it. And I just have to get through. And like the sleep deprivation is killer. And that's the scariest part, is that I can't, every time I try to fall asleep, I just can't breathe, you know? So it's just so sucky. But this too shall pass. Love you guys. Thanks for the prayers. And I guess we are all always okay no matter what. Love you.